My baby, my Valentine. Hi guys, how are you? How are you? Just give me 1 second, I just need to... Okay, so let's see, how are you guys? Hidden Himalayas, how are you? What a name. I hope everyone is good. Market is going down pretty heavily. Rennie, hello, how are you, Rennie? Where are you guys from? Are you from America? Okay, so we're looking at Ethereum because we did look at this one yesterday, and I was talking about what's up. We were talking about that Ethereum had this head and shoulders on the daily, or I was talking about that, but no one really believed me. But now look what happened. So the head and shoulders that I was talking about yesterday was around, I'll show you exactly what it was. So I saw this left shoulder, I saw this head, and I saw I saw that we potentially could come back down from this level, and we actually did that. We did break the trend line that I did have, but we did close inside of it. So what we potentially could see right now is that you see a retest of the trend line, and then market continues back down again. Oh, Joseph, hi. Oh, Pedro, hello. Rene from Australia, and kids, hello. I'm super happy to have you here. Matej, hello from Slovenia, hello. Portugal. Juan, Bitcoin, and Lauren. Lauren is here. Hope you're having your kids in school, or what happened. Okay, so but for the market to be a valid head and shoulders, okay, so this is pretty confusing. I'm just gonna take these away because otherwise I'm just gonna take everything away. Too many things on the charts, it's not good, guys. It's not good. Okay, so let's see what we can do. So now what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna adjust my trend line. So in case the market now comes up again to the trend line, we have more things to we can use the trend line in another way, because last time I had it like this. Market didn't respect the trend line, so now I need to have the trend line like that. But for the market to be a valid head and shoulders, we obviously need to come back down to the neckline, and the neckline could potentially be right here. And that is around 4,040. Going to the weekly chart, we still have, so we like, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're having 4 wicks. The market is very, very ugly on the higher time frames. But we're using the lower time frames to see obviously what could potentially happen. So yeah, looking at the lower time frames, this is the left shoulder, this is the head, this is the right shoulder. So what I strongly believe the market on Ethereum could come back down to 4,000, and after that, well, either we will hold it or we will break it. But I do believe we can definitely see the market having a fake out from this level. You see the fake out, market comes inside, maybe goes up again to the trend line. It's super hard because, it's not hard, but I just want to see how it looks. Okay, so just taking a Fibonacci from the highest point, from 4,783 to the lowest point, to 3,870. The market came up and retested the 60 and the 51%, the Fibonacci. Then market breaks to the downside. So I mean, guys, come on, no one is listening to me when I'm telling you guys that this is super, I don't know, I do believe you listen to me, but this is really important. It's really important, guys. Just looking at just skip all the thing you need to do is trying to skip all the hype that does exist. And when you're focusing so much on the charts and how market structure is doing and the candlesticks and combining all of these things together, guys, this is what the market is giving us, and we're following the market. If the market is about to go up, the market will show us. Oh, Devor, hello, how are you? Okay, so if we are using this Fibonacci on Ethereum, I also have the targets. I definitely could go in for more opportunities to go short, but obviously I want to see how the market's going to behave around the support. Smoking Joe, how are you? But the targets that I'm having, because the market already done its move, it actually did a move yesterday. Oh yeah, so the daily candle did respect it at the beginning of the daily candle today. So you could potentially see market coming back down to 3,660. We don't have to come back down to these levels, but I'm just going to tell you because I'm basing it off the Fibonacci. 3,180 and 2,770. If that's the case, well, that's going to be a big drop. I mean, this doesn't have to happen, guys. I'm not saying that. I'm just basing that. I am just basing that off the Fibonacci levels. Oh, sorry, guys. But the first target that I'm looking at to see if Ethereum will continue back down is 4,029, or for around 4,000. Hi, everyone. I hope everyone is good. I am in mood for crypto. That's good. Okay, so we're looking at Bitcoin. We're gonna look at Bitcoin and let's see what can potentially happen. So I did have this counter trend line on Bitcoin. So I took it from the lowest point and from these wicks, and we saw the breakout retest. Market continues back down. I also had a Fibonacci from the lowest point to the highest point, as you can see. Market came up, retested, and then continuation to the downside. So this was the first leg, this was the second leg right there. Market respected, continues back down. But I'm having a Fibonacci from the lower time on the higher time frames, and that is the monthly. So I took a Fibonacci from the monthly low from 28,346 to the highest point at 71,104. We are right now slightly below the 50% of the Fibonacci on the monthly, and that is around 49,000. You can also see the 50% at 43,875. Going to the lower time frames, we can see that the weekly wick just spiked through it, but we could definitely come back down to these levels, and then you start to see market slowly breaking to the upside. I'm still very bearish on the pairs on Bitcoin because market is basically just going down. And right now also, I do believe we can see a drop to 44,100, 200. We can also come back down and retest this trend line that we're having. And then I'm going to be bullish. I am bullish. The overall picture, guys, I am bullish. The short-term picture that we're having right now, I'm bearish. So you need to understand the two different, you need to understand that. Dutch King looking for princess. Jag dör. You always makes me laugh. Okay, let's see. Wax next. Okay. Of course, ladies and gentlemen. I'm also a bully. Yeah, we know. That we definitely know. I can't with the guys. I just when I start thinking about Mark, Devor, Joseph, I just want to laugh. They're so funny. I am so great. I'm so thankful for having you on here. And all of the other guys too, everyone here. But these three together, you don't want to do anything serious, because with them three around you, you will start laugh. So I'm not gonna look at the chat anymore, because that's just gonna make me want to cry. Okay, so we're looking at WAX, WAX, and let's see. I took a Fibonacci from the lowest point, from 0.2273 to the highest point. Where did I take it? Let's see. Yeah, 0.6794, and that is the same thing. We came back down to this level first, and let's see. We came up right now, and we did retest this previous lower low that we did have. Going to the lower time frames, I want to see how it looks. Yeah, okay, so this is a perfect breakout, fake out retest. So you saw the market coming back down, you see the retest, and as long as we're staying below 0.6369, the market could potentially continue back down and give us the last touch from the 50 and 61% level of Fibonacci from 0.40 and 0.45. That is definitely something that I could see. But, and why I'm having the, because we're having the high right here on these candles, but why I'm taking the box that I'm having is because I'm using this previous low and this previous resistance right here. And that is why I'm telling you guys, this is a fake out retest. Because I'm not gonna use this high. It's not gonna be. I'm not gonna be able to understand how the market is moving, because I'm always going back in time and using previous support and resistance zones, and see how the market is behaving against these levels. And we could see market fail to break it. In the overall picture, it looks like the market can come back down a little bit more. But we can also take another Fibonacci from 0.45 to the highest point at 0.67. We don't have to come back down to the first targets that I was talking about. You could also see wax coming back down to 0.57 and 0.54, and then you just might see the market slowly. You just might have a quick retest of this previous high that we did have around 0.51, and then you see market slowly break into the upside. For the love of God. Yeah, that was the one who destroyed the whole live stream yesterday. Okay, what else? It wasn't yesterday. If it wasn't, for the love of God, yeah, that was crazy. Matic, please. Okay, Matic. We're gonna look at Matic. And if you haven't liked this live stream, guys, it's 47 people watching in this live stream. It's 28 people, including myself, like this live stream. You can be super nice if you are going in and push the thumb so we can reach out to more people. Well, that would be super nice. Okay, so on Matic, we did come up and retest this previous high that we did have around 2.4, and I was talking about this one before because this was the previous high that we did have a long time ago, even back in May. Market came up and respected it precisely, and this is why you need to understand market structure on the lower time frames and higher time frames, because looking at this, guys, I know a lot of people will buy the market, then they do not understand what happened right here. Market goes straight down. This is why you need to know this, because the higher time frames, the market will never just break through it. It usually will never do that. So just a super good advice from me to you. Okay, so we're taking Fibonacci on Matic from 1.6 to the highest point 2.4, and we could potentially see market coming back down to, you just might see a little retest on the lower time frames from 2.23. Market could then come back down to Fibonacci levels 1.9 and 2.02, and after that, if we're gonna continue holding this level going back in time, you can also see that this is a previous resistance right here. That could be the market starting to break to the upside again. So I would look at and obviously at that point we're gonna break these highs, so 2.6 and 3, around 3 also. Just scalp Matic for quick 300 euro. That is really good. Congratulations. Yeah, so you can see right now that you're having on the 1 hour chart, you can see that you're having the maybe the pullback. You could also take a Fibonacci from 2.314 to the lowest point 2.177 with the help of these Fibonacci, because when the market is going down, you just might have a quick wick through these levels and then market continues back down. Can you see how the last target that I'm having on this Fibonacci 2.011 that is combined with the higher time frames Fibonacci, where the reverse could potentially happen. I hope you understood that, guys. Natalie, try 50. I don't use that smoking Joe. Dot. Okay, Satima, Saitama. But Smoking Joe, you have so many good so many good suggestions. I don't Okay, let's see on I hope the other ones is better. What is this pair? Say Tama. Oh yeah, guys, I'm not looking at pairs like that. Sorry. Super sorry. Okay, so we're looking at dot. Have no clue how to analyze a chart looking like that. Dot USDT. So if you want to know anything about this, you should listen right now. Okay, let's see what's happening right here. Yeah, so I did have an analysis. So this looks just exactly like Bitcoin. We did break this counter trend line right here. You saw the market retested it. So first of all, I took a Fibonacci from 36.44 to 26.35 for me to be able to see where we potentially could see the lower high be created. We came up to the 50%, almost 61%. Market came back down. We did break this counter trend line. We came up and retested it. We almost retested the 50% again. Market slowly start to break to the downside. Obviously, just like on all the other pairs, we're looking at the support at 25. If we're breaking that support, the next target could be 21, and the third target could be 15. I also have the 10 around 10.9, but I don't think the market will come back down so far. But this is only if. But the first target I'm looking at is obviously the support at 25. So we are very bearish right now, as you guys can see. So the market did create the move, and I did analyze this pair this morning. I can also take, you could also have taken a Fibonacci right here when you saw the breakout from the lowest point, from the highest point to the lowest point. Market came up and retested. The first target hit. The second target is 26.555 and 25. VET USDT. And guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go inside and do that. I'm having so many live streams. I'm having daily updates about cryptocurrencies 24/7 from Monday to Sunday, every single day. So subscribe to the channel, like this live stream so we can reach out to more people. And I'm always trying to make everything super simple when I'm looking at the charts, for you to be able to understand what I see, because I know that it can be very hard sometimes, and I'm super honest about everything. I know a lot of people want the market to go up, and I always say the market is supposed to go down, and it's still doing that. Okay, so we're looking at the weekly chart first of all, and I'm having a trend line. I'm sorry I'm going back and forth. This is just because I need to analyze it. Okay, so we had the trend line. I did adjust it on the daily and the 4-hour chart also. If we're coming back down, we're also having this previous support, and I'm gonna take it from these two candlesticks. I'm not gonna take it from the two after, because that was the fake out. So potentially what could happen is that either we are coming back down and retesting the support, and then you start to see the bounce to the upside again, or the market will actually break this level. You see the retest, market continues back down, and that can take us back down to 0.5783. Market continues to the upside. Okay, we don't have to continue to the upside. I mean, I have no clue what's going to happen when the market is coming back down to that level. But as long as we are below this trend line, we are still in a downtrend. Even on the weekly. So this is what I see right now on VeChain. Looking at a 0.8575. Yeah, either the market will come to this combined with the trend line respected, and then slowly starts to move to the upside, maybe come back up to the resistance line, or we are breaking it and then we're coming back down to either to fill this wick that we're having around 0.7 or 0.5. I hope you understood what I was talking about on VET. If you didn't understand, please guys tell me, and I'll try to explain it as much as I can, because I know it can be very hard. I don't know how advanced you are when it comes to trading, or if you're just an investor and want to see where the lowest point can be for you to buy the market. But I am a trader. So first of all, so what I'm looking at is short positions and long positions, so I don't kind of worry what's happening. I am not a fortune teller, Mark, seriously. Guys, come on, are you gonna fight with each other today? Yesterday's chat was crazy. Guys, you were like on each other. No one was focusing on me. Everyone was just fighting. I know more than you know. Guys, support each other. It's hard. Trading is hard. Okay, so we're looking at ACH. And I know the most. That's good. You need to have the confidence about, you need to have confidence. That's true. Okay, so we could potentially come back down to 0.5 right now, of 0.58508 if you want to be precisely. And we've also did retest this previous support that we did have around 0.72269. No, of course, Joseph. I was just joking. I know you're protecting me. I'm super happy about that. Okay, so we're focusing on what's happening right now because we already have the levels. We're having 0.58 and we're having 0.78, and either we're breaking the support, we are continuing back down, or we're coming back down to the support, you're getting the fake out, you see the retest, market comes up to the resistance. Same thing here. Either the market will break it, continuation to the upside, or market will come to this level and it will try to fake us out. You see the retest, market comes back down to the support again. That is potentially what can happen. Just because we're having a huge momentum right now to the downside, the market just goes from resistance to support, and then maybe from support to resistance, because the market is, I don't know what's gonna happen, but right now it's just easiest to just kind of scalp the market. Okay, let's see. What else should we look at? Flux. Flux. Okay, we're looking at Flux, and yeah, we're just taking everything away because it was a long time ago we were here. Taking Fibonacci from the lowest point to the highest point, from 0.9 to 2.4. We're going to the daily, and okay, so let's see. Okay, so market is obviously in a downtrend, as we can see. Always good to understand what type of trend we are in. So we are going down on the lower time frames on the 4-hour chart. I also took a Fibonacci from 1.6 to the lowest point at 1.13. Market came up to these levels, 50 and 61%, and then the market now could potentially come back down to 0.98. And we are right now on the higher time frames Fibonacci that we did take on the month. Was that on the monthly? Yeah, exactly. So I could potentially see the market, just like the other pairs, we could come back down to these levels around 0.95, and then you might slowly start to see the market breaking up again. Or we're just continuing back down because we're still below this trend line. But the Fibonacci is a reversal tool that I'm using to see if the market will break to the upside from these levels. So we're gonna look at mask USDT. No problem. Okay, so let's see. We came up to the previous resistance that we did have right here at 12.9. And going to the lower time frames, we also had this previous high around, oh, from what level was that? Okay, so this was the monthly high that we did have around 14. Going to the lower time frames on the daily, we also had 13. Market came up and respected those levels. You saw this, we could potentially see this as a fake out. You see the retest and then market slowly breaks to the downside again. The overall picture, the market is going sideways right here, as you can see. And we're having this level also. So market is just, market tried to break these levels 2 times before it failed it. Now the market could potentially come back down to the support again. You just might see the retest of 13.2, then market could come back down to the support 10.7, and after that either the market will try to break this level, you see the fake out, market can come up again, or you're actually having a solid breakout and retest, market goes back down. Or we're coming up to the resistance, the same thing. So when the market is just going sideways, as I told you guys, market is going from support to resistance, from resistance to support. So I just want to wait and see, but I mean, I did have the targets if I would go in a short position, just a small one. Okay, so ADA USDT. Going down to the lower time frames, and this Fibonacci is not valid 100%. I can see that. Looking at the daily, we had the support, as you can see, taking that one away, and we did have the break and retest off of this support. Market now continues back down. You just might, if I would want to see the market coming up a little bit for me to find a good short position, I would take, I want to wait and see when the next bullish candlestick comes for me to be able to create a Fibonacci. But I can also use this previous support that we're having around 1.3, and then market could potentially coming back down to around 1.2 and respect the trend line one more time. Either the trend line will hold, 90% more will a trend line hold than horizontal support and resistance zones. So this zone, so this trend line is super important for us to see if we're gonna hold it or if we're gonna break it. Good morning, Natalie. Give me some good crypto news. We're going down now, but on the overall picture, we are in the uptrend. That's the good news. Guys, if you're new to this channel, on Bybit, through me, you'll get up to $600 in bonus if you're using this link that I'm having in the description. And especially if you're a swing trader, this platform is super good because when you're having your positions for a longer time, you'll have very low fees. So if you want to trade on Bybit, and it's also for experienced traders, guys, you can get up to $600 in bonus. So claim this bonus, go through me, just scroll down to the link in the description. If there are any problems that you're having, you just ask me. Natalie, did it hurt? What? What hurts? To fall from heaven? Yeah. Lauren, I got that joke. I got the joke. I'm not joking. Hi Anna, how are you? Okay, we're looking at XRP and we're still in this we are still in this triangle. I think ever since I started to look at XRP, we have been inside of this triangle. The only thing that I've been doing is that I've been changing the trend lines. And let's see. What levels am I using? Okay, so I did use the high of this week, as we can see on the 23rd of November. That is the, oh yeah, so that is a weekly wick that I'm using as highest point. You can also see the market had a resistance and a support from this level. That is on the weekly. Market came back down and we did retest this level. What potentially could happen now, because everything is pretty bearish, you can already see that we did come up today from Fibonacci 1.002 to the lowest point at 0.8051. Market then respected the 1561%. So if we will hold ourselves below this level, you just might see market coming back down a little bit, and then you see the market trying to break it again, but you'll have the second leg and then market will continue back down. Hey Nat, found this checking out your referrals now. That's good. Yeah, so that is what I see on XRP. I definitely could see market creating a lower high against these levels, then come back down. As always, looking at the trend line, because as we can see since before, you know, the market has been respecting this trend line a million times. So, I mean, can definitely respect it this 1,000,000 one time to come back up, maybe to the resistance trend line, come back down. I mean, XRP is not doing anything special, so more than just going in between these lines, to be honest. Okay, we're looking at KDA. Oh, sorry. KDA. I'm starting speaking Swedish with you guys. It's so confusing. Okay, so going directly to what happened. So the last time we were looking at this pair, we have been respecting the Fibonacci levels right here, as you can see. So you're having Fibonacci at 12.3 and 11.6. Market came up, it never had the power to break it, goes back down. So the targets based on this Fibonacci is 7.6, it's 4.7 and 2.1. It doesn't have to come back down to these levels, because obviously we need to break the support that we're having right here at 10.6 also. But if we're coming back down, we don't have to come back down to -1, 0.75 or 1.2 on the Fibonacci. What I'm looking is this previous resistance right here at 7.2 and the support at 5.8. But you can see, guys, with your own eyes, the Fibonacci is working super good. It's so good, everyone. No, I'm British Spanish, but my middle name is Italian. That's beautiful. Please FSN. We're looking at FSN. from London, da? You're from London? Yeah. No, I'm not from London. I actually wanted to move to London, but then Corona happened, and there's no way in my whole life that I would do that. Okay, let's see. Looking at FSN, same thing here. The market is just going sideways, and it's kind of have done that the whole time. You can, you know, go back in time and see. Messing with the list again, not good. I'm sorry, but I cannot see what you're writing. I saw KDA, and then I didn't see anything more. I'm just taking the first best. Sorry. Sorry, Davor! Okay, so looking at FSN, this pair is just going sideways, guys. It's going from support to resistance, from resistance to support. You could definitely come back down to the support right now at 0.48, and then market tries to continue back up and tries to break this level again. It's a very choppy market. You see, guys? Super choppy. But if I would find a short position, I want the market to break this level, maybe come up and retest the support, and then market breaking, retesting the trend line, the support together, and market slowly goes back down. The targets, guys, always go back in time and look at this previous support and resistance zones. So if I would go short from this level around 1.13, if I see the market respecting it from below, targets is 0.8 and 0.6. But remember, guys, I'm no financial advisor. Yes, guys, if you haven't liked this live stream, please go inside and like this live stream while I am looking at your pairs. Okay, but Davor, my darling, what should I look at? I have to mess it up. Okay. We're looking at AAVE. Okay, we're looking at Link. Sorry. We're looking at Link. Guys, I'm following, so the people who was here before can have their charts looked at. But I'm taking the first best if I don't know what to look at. Okay, so wow, look at this, guys. This is beautiful. So I took Fibonacci from 25 to lowest point 19. We came up during this night and we did respect it. Market came back down. And right now we could potentially come back up and retest this support, this previous support at 21.48, and then you just might see the market continuing back down. That is on the 4-hour chart, and we can try to take a Fibonacci on the lower time frames just to see more clear. So we can take a Fibonacci from let's see, 22 to the lowest point 70. You can see, and that is combined with the support, as you can see, around 21 targets at 20, 19, and 19.22. Okay. Yeah. And we could also see market coming back down to 15.35 because that is the support. And looking at this, we're having such a huge candlestick, huge bearish candlestick, and the market usually never breaks to the upside from candlestick like this. Okay, I'm just gonna start over. We're starting off with the monthly. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see. We're having a previous support right here at 2.3. Going to the lower time frames. We're taking a Fibonacci from the highest point 3.4 to the lowest point 2.014. We already came up and retested this level, the Fibonacci on the daily. Going to the lower time frames, we can take this previous resistance at 2.5, and if we see now the market having trouble breaking it, even if we're having this bullish candlestick right here, this could potentially be the market having us a head and shoulders. The first shoulder, the head, the shoulder, because this was the fake out. This could be the retest of this previous resistance, then market continues back down. Because we are in a downtrend, guys. Looking at it like this. We almost came up and retested the trend line. And the same thing here. If we are seeing this market now breaking it, as long as we're looking at, yeah, we could come up and retest the trend line again. And then market goes up. And could potentially go back down again. Because we're creating lower lows. We had the lower low. Or this was the higher low. This created another lower low because it broke structure. Yeah. So we just want to see how market's going to behave around 2.01 and this wick at 1.6. Thank you for being amazing, Natalie. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to help us. Thank you so much, Richard. I'm super happy to hear that you enjoy, that you like it. Gala USDT. So since you've been starting looking at my live streams and the daily videos, have you improved anything in trading? Because that would be super funny for me to hear if there's anything that you've been, is there a skill that you've been developing? Have you been starting using maybe Fibonacci? Have you started to see the support and resistance zones in another way? Just give me feedback, guys. It's pretty funny to do that. I mean, I hope you follow me for the reason of trading. I'm really trying to help out, so. Oh, yes, I have. I developed the skill of scalping. Thank you so much. I look forward to your live streams. I feel like I'm in the right community finally. All my life I've struggling to fit in. Oh my God, Richard, I'm so good. That's super nice. Sweet to hear that. Yes, everyone is super polite in our community. Yeah, learn how to use a hammer. Richard, you are more than welcome to be in the community. And speaking of community, if you are not a part of Bitcoinsensus community, you're also more than welcome. Mark, Devor, or Joseph will put up a link. So if you're not in our community, you're more than welcome to be. I find your insight about the Fibonacci helpful. I didn't know how to use it on Web, but now I do. That's super, drummer, for you. Good. You are really patient and easy to understand. You. Thank you so much. You tell us and then I buy. What? Okay, we're looking at Gala. Same thing here. We are having the market in a triangle. We are coming up to the trend line one more time. And as always, guys, trend lines are super respected. So if we see the market breaking it, you could definitely see the market coming inside and then retest it. Could potentially come back down to 0.41 again. Yeah, so if we are breaking to the upside, I'm looking at this previous high right here at 0.55, because that is the previous lower high that we did have, but that is on the daily, and this kind of fit pretty perfect. So if the market will break to the upside and you see continuation, we need to break 0.55 and see the retest, then market continues to the upside. Otherwise, the market could definitely come back down to the support again at 0.41. Mask next. Okay, so we're looking at mask. Oh, we have already looked at mask. Okay, well, I'm just gonna do a recap of it. So we did come to this previous resistance that I did have on the weekly, around 14. Looking at the daily, we're having another resistance at 13.2. Market came up to this level, you saw the retest, and potentially we could come back down to 10.6 because that is the previous support. The overall picture, the market is going sideways, so market can bounce in between these levels. XTZ. Thanks, Natalie, learning from your live stream. I wanted to know, when you take a trade for a day or two, which time chart do you use? I'm using weekly, daily, 4 hour, and then I'm slowly breaking everything down to 1 hour and the 15 minutes. So I'm trying to take, I usually take my entries from the 15 minutes chart. Tell us where you're from, Natalie. Oh yeah. Well, okay. I'm from Sweden, everyone, if you didn't know. And I want to know, guys, where you are from. I usually used to ask that, but Joseph really wants to know that. I live in Sweden. It's super cold right here. And I guess 90% of you are in a warm country. So, well, lucky you. Okay, looking at XTZ. I'm just gonna start over. We came back down and we did retest this previous low at 3.8. Just 1 second, guys. But we also came up to this previous high. This previous support, this previous high, market didn't have the power to break it. Market now comes back down. So two things could potentially happen, obviously, because the market is going up, the market is going down. But if we're taking a Fibonacci from lowest point to the highest point, 3.7 to the highest point at 5.8, You could potentially see market coming back down to 4.5, 4.8. That is Fibonacci, and then you just might see the market breaking to the upside again. Targets, if we're breaking the resistance, 5.6 is 6.3, 7.4, and 8.3. Okay, bye-bye, Richard. Have a good day. But if this Fibonacci will not hold, you can come back down to the support again at 3.8. And after that, we just want to see how the market is going to look and how the market is going to behave around that level. Yeah. Okay, sorry, Devor, but I need to be quick. So we're gonna look at Solana. Hi, Riz, how are you? Subaru is here also. I'm super good. How are you? Okay, so we are looking. Okay, so we are at the support around 185. And a lot of times when we were here, the market tried to fake us out, then market came back down. Take that mask off. No problem, Dibor. And either we will break this support and respect it continuing back down, or we will stay above it and you see the retest market continues to the upside. Because this every time we have been here, the market never had the power to break it, but with having such strong daily candlestick, we could definitely see market breaking to the downside even more. Targets, I also want to see how the market's going to behave around 181.14. And we just need to be careful so we don't see a huge bearish candlestick and then the next day or the next candle is closing inside and then you see market goes up. So that is the most important thing right now, because yeah, the market is going down, but we're also at the support. That's very easy for us to get faked out from this level. So just be very patient when it comes to this now. Cost. Okay, so we're gonna look at the on cost. Either the market. Okay, so this is. I don't like these pairs because they're just going sideways and they're just faking us out the whole time. So what potentially could happen right here, just as you saw here, you can see a huge spike to the upside. Market comes back inside again. You see the retest, then market just might come back down to 0.02 or coming back down to the support again. I don't like these charts. And just look at it. It's terrible. It's so easy to get faked out. Like, I don't understand how you're trading pairs like this. But if we're breaking it, you just might see this coming up to 0.04 or to the highs of this week at 0.06. But we need to look at this previous support, resistance where the market did fake us out from before. Even if we're having a huge candlestick. Okay, we're looking at comp. You saw the market came up and retested this previous low that we did have around 221. The targets that I potentially can see market coming back down to right now is obviously the low of this wick around 186, but we're also going back in time looking at these previous wicks support and resistance zones, and that is around 165. So market is always bouncing in between levels. So these are the first levels that I want to look at now and see how the market's going to behave around them. Okay, we're looking at LRC. We're already looked at LRC also. God damn it! Okay, we're gonna look at Shiba. I don't want to, it's for the people who has already been looking at these charts. I don't want them to have to look at the same thing. Okay, we're looking at Shiba. We came up and retested this previous low. 3,763. We came back up and retested that level. Okay, so potentially what can happen, this market is just so the market can just bounce in between 3,780 and 3,410. So market just might break, go sideways until it either breaks to one of the sides, either the support or the resistance. Only 15 more minutes and I can focus. Yeah. If we're breaking the support that we're having around 3,435, we can come back down to 3,091. And then you just might see the market bouncing between these levels and then might slowly break into the upside. Very good job, Davor. Okay, what did you, okay, so LTC. We're looking at LTC. Okay, so we don't have to care about this trend line right now. It's too far away. So we're just gonna take it away. We're having a previous resistance support right here that could turn out to be a resistance, but we are going back now to this previous trend line that I did have. We could also come back down to this previous support at 142. So we can come back down and bounce off of this level. Then you see the market might coming up to 178 again. But if we're coming back down to the trend line, either the market will respect it. Going back in time, you can see one touched, and you can see right here, or we will break it. But usually what happens is that you see the fake out, you see the retest, then market continues back up. AAVE. Now we're gonna look at AAVE USDT. And we're at this previous high that we did have on a weekly chart, and we are respecting that now at 185, 184, and if we are respecting this level and we are coming back up, even if it looks like we're gonna break it, if we see the market decides to come to the upside again, I'm looking at 228 or 220. And if we are coming up to this level, the market can create a lower high, because looking at this, we're having the market in a downtrend. So market needs to come up and create a lower high for them breaking to the downside. At that point, if we're coming back down, I'm still looking at 185, because this is the previous support that we did have. Next target, 167, 129, and 98. In case we're coming up here and you see the market breaking it. You can also come back down one more time and retest this support at 186, and then you see market coming up again. And we're also using this trend line as we're having right here. So now market just might bounce in between the trend line and the support that we're having. Just 1 second, guys. Uno momentos. Just 1 second. Alice? Okay, we're gonna look at Alice. I saw... Okay, we came back down to the support at 12.59. If we see the market coming back up again, we could face a lower high at 18.15, then market comes back down, targets 11, 6, and 3.44. Potentially, if we see that happening, because the market started to create lower highs. That is why, looking at the 4-hour chart, the market is just going sideways right here. Oops. So either the market will break the resistance or it will break the support. So we just have to wait to see when the market is breaking either one of these levels. What else can we look at, guys? Oh, let's see. LTC. Okay, well, let's see. No. Alice. AVAX. Okay, we're gonna look at AVAX. Why does it feel like I've already done this? Is it because the lines are so perfect? Yeah, also, okay, so on AVAX, we're just bouncing in between 86 and 96. We could potentially see the market coming back down to this next support at 84.05, and you just might see the fake out and then market continues up. Yeah, because this support is pretty strong. You saw the market being here before, so either way, the market could break it, retest it, then you see continuation, and at that point I'm looking at 73.12 because that is the next support. Also 80.46. Ethereum, Bitcoin. Okay, so we're looking at Ethereum against Bitcoin, and let's see. Yeah, so the overall picture, we could potentially, because we're we're just having a market just going straight up, so we haven't had a clear pullback. We're just having small pullbacks, and if we are seeing the market starting to have huge momentum, I could see market coming back down to 0.08. And that is also the previous resistance that we're having right here around at the beginning of May, middle of May. And but if we're just seeing a small pullback, we're taking Fibonacci from the lowest point, from this higher low at 0.0847 to 0.88, and we are right now respecting the 1561%, but I'm looking at this huge bearish candlestick right here. We just might see the market trying to fake us out from this level, and then you see the second touch. The market continues up. The targets is 0.088, 0.90, and 0.91. Yes, guys, if you haven't liked this live stream, please go inside and do that. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go inside and do that also. I always have live streams multiple times during the weeks, and having daily updates about cryptocurrencies. And we're also on Bitcoinsensus. We're having TikTok, we're having Twitter, we're having our own website, bitcoinsensus.com. You can always update yourself with cryptocurrencies on these different social medias that we're having. And we're also having a community where you can be able to chat with so many people that is also interested in cryptocurrencies, just like me, just like Mark, Davor, Mr. NC. We're also having Smoking Joe. I know he was coming to the live stream first time yesterday or a couple of days ago. So you're more than welcome, guys. You're more than welcome to be on Bitcoinsensus community. As long as you're polite to each other. I mean, everyone has different opinions about certain things, and we just have to accept that. I mean, we all see things in a different way. You can discuss it, but you don't have to be rude to each other. Okay, let's see. Are you gonna be live at all? Well, perfect. I just wanted her to test my TA that all check to me. What? ADX. Okay, so on this chart, going directly, okay. So I don't have so much more than this to look at right now, as I can see on ADX. So market is consolidating in between 0.67 and 0.53. And we could mark to be sure on what's going to happen. Either you want the market to break the resistance and then continue back up, or break the support and continue back down. As always, it's super easy to have the fake outs. It looks like the market will continue back up. Market retest the resistance again. Market comes back down to the support. You see the fake out. You see the market respecting the support, goes back in. So if I'm trading from resistance to support or support to resistance, you need to understand what type of market you are in, and this is just a sideways market until you actually see the market either breaking one of these levels, and then you slowly start to see the market giving you higher highs and higher lows. And that was ADX. Yes, guys, and if you're new to the channel, as always, just scroll down to the link that I'm having in the description down below, and you'll see that on Bybit you can get a bonus through me up to $600 when you're using the link that I'm having in the description. If you're a swing trader, super good for you, because you want to have low fees while you're having your orders active for a longer time. So you're having on Bybit, and the guys can also in the chat give you, if you have never used Bybit before, we're also having with Andy a tutorial how to use that platform. Hi Natalie, I just watched your Ethereum analyst earlier in the show. It looks pretty gloomy. I don't know what gloomy means. Okay guys, I'm gonna end this live stream right now, and super thank you for being on this live stream together with me. If you haven't subscribed, please do that, because as I told you, I go through cryptocurrencies every single day. I have so many live streams, so this week I'm gonna have 6 live streams. This is the 3rd live stream, the 4th live stream that I'm having, and we see each other in tomorrow's live stream. Thank you so much. Thank you, Davor. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mr. NC. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, everyone. Lauren also. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Smoking Joe. Super thank you. I'm super happy to have you here, guys. Have a good day. Have a good day, darlings. Remember me. I remember all of you guys. Have a good day. Bye-bye.